Hey guys, I'm here to talk about shooting video in a cave using a drone. The biggest challenge using a drone in a cave is the lack of a GPS signal, which it uses for flight stabilization. This is my DJI Mini 3 Pro that I purchased about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I like this particular drone because it's, as you can see, small and portable. It has a 3-axis gimbal for smooth footage and also has a 1.7 aperture camera, which is really good for low light. The following is some test footage I shot in Sinks of the Roundstone Cave, which is a wild cave in Mount Vernon, Kentucky. And I also have some footage from a show cave. So let's check it out. Here we are in the show cave, and I've got my GoPro Hero 9 set up on a tripod, which is obviously not doing very well in low light. I should have brought my regular camcorder for this shot, but it is what it is. If you want to hang out a little bit longer, I'm going to discuss some of my observations and recommendations about flying a drone in a cave. So you might want to consider buying some landing gear, assuming your drone doesn't have any, and some blade guards. These will help protect your drone should you crash it, and they're pretty inexpensive accessories. Without a GPS signal, the drone's flight pattern will drift across various axes. It's like flying a drone without brakes and will require you to make some micro adjustments to keep the drone steady. So before taking your drone into a cave, you should really practice flying it indoors in like a wide open space, for instance, a gymnasium, where there's no breeze and lesser chance of hitting something. This will allow you to get used to the drifting effect due to no GPS signal. The next thing I want to talk about is regarding your controller. You should change your lost signal parameters from return to home to hover. If your drone loses a signal in the cave, you don't want it flying into the cave ceiling when it tries to return home. Regarding your flight settings, this DJI controller has 3. It has Cinema, Normal, and Sport. I would recommend changing your flight setting to Cinema, which makes the drone less reactive to stick movements for slower, more controlled flights. You also want to keep a wary eye on your drone as you're flying. The closer you are to the drone, the better, I think. Should your drone catch a breeze, you need to be able to quickly bring it back under control. This drone also comes with a downward vision system, which tells it how far it is off the ground. Without GPS, this is the only system left that helps provide the drone flight stability. Now that being said, if the drone can't see the ground, for instance, due to poor lighting, the flight control will limit the drone's maximum ceiling height to about 9 feet as a basic safety feature. Also, in a condition without GPS and where the drone can't see the ground, it can make an unexpected flight change, either jolting up, down, to the side, forward. So that's another reason why you should keep the drone close to you when you're flying it in a cave. The DJI camera on this model worked pretty well in low light, as we saw in the video. You'll need to pack in some decent bright lights into a cave to preserve the video quality and to eliminate the floor underneath the downward vision system. Some of the 2 well-known light manufacturers are Imalent and Ace Beam, so you may want to look those up. The DJI drone has a feature where it will lock on the subject and then follow them as they walk. In the cave, the drone seemed to lock on the subject okay and actually rotated on the vertical axis to keep them in frame. But when the subject walked away from the drone didn't follow. And that's probably because there was no GPS for positioning. Another thing to consider is caves have dusty floors. So you may want to think about how you plan to launch and land the drone. Stirring up dust from the bottom can get into your drone's electronics and also get into motors, which is not a good thing. I can launch and land this drone off my hand, but there are portable landing pads you can buy that are pretty cheap. Because of the drifting effect due to no GPS signal, and the fact there are sometimes breezes in caves, I would recommend only shooting footage in larger passages so you have more room to make flight adjustments and not run into anything. Lastly, I would mention some drones do not allow you to fly if you can't get a GPS signal. So if you're thinking about buying a drone to shoot video in a cave, you should read the schematics on it. Those were some of my initial observations. If you have any other comments or suggestions, please share them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. For more information on caving, please visit the National Speleological Society's website to find a caving club close to you. Thanks for watching.